Ball coming out, man. Let's talk about this Cleveland Browns defense. But first, as the weather gets colder, the NFL offers stay hot on FanDuel. Right now, new customers, they can get $150 in bonus bets with any winning $5 money line bet. That's $150 if your team wins. If you've been thinking about joining FanDuel, there's no better time to get in on the action. The app is so easy to use. There's a wide range of betting options that include spreads, player props, over-unders, and more. So visit FanDuel.com/UCSS and kick off the NFL season. FanDuel, official partner of the NFL.
And the Browns opened as a 1.5-point dog in Houston, which
that shocked me.
I assume that means that he's going to be what's his name?
C.J. Stroud.
C.J. Stroud's going to be back.
Right,
but I was surprised. Now the Texans had a good win; they were down big also, and they came back.
I thought that was going to be a tie. I thought it was going to be a tie.
I was hoping.
Because obviously at the game you kind of got eyes on everything, and it was late in overtime. I thought, well, that's a tie, and then all of a sudden the Texans, I guess, won on a last-second kick. I still don't know.
They did.
Yep. Last second of the overtime.
Yeah. Guys, I thought this defensive performance just blew me away. It really did, because obviously they had some great defense performances early in the season when everybody was healthy, but you lost a bunch of guys off your D-line this week. Clearly, even though Ward was playing and Myles Garrett were playing, neither one is 100%. Now, Myles is, he's continuing to progress, and he got close a bunch of times to sacks. But Denzel Ward, missed that tackle that he missed late in the game. If he were healthy, he makes that play.
I think he didn't stick his nose in there because he's not healthy.
I think exactly. Who was the receiver? He split right between Ward and Newsome.
It was some guy I'd never heard of before the game.
Was it Mooney?
He ran
No,
right.
it was not Mooney.
It was a guy he was from Ohio. He played football.
I can't even think of his name. He had dropped the one before, the same guy, and then he caught that. But considering the injuries and the thinness of the defensive line, and the Bears were playing their best football coming into this game. We talked about their defense, which was impressive, but also their offense has been playing pretty well. They didn't run at all. They didn't run either. DJ Moore didn't do much in this game. Cole Kmet had a decent game, but Justin Fields did not kill him with their legs. And I thought, the defense really gave up 3 points.
Yep.
Because the Bears scored a pick six. Their other touchdown was at the 1 yard line, which was the wildest possession.
Yeah.
Right. I mean,
there was like 8 plays before they finally scored.
I think it was 9. I think it was on the ninth play.
In terms of lineups, I think it was 9.
I mean, it was crazy.
There were one after another, 3 straight plays. There was a penalty on the Browns.
Then there was a penalty on the Bears.
Then there was a penalty on the Bears. And you thought they're going to keep them out of the end zone here.
That was crazy.
And they ended up scoring, but both of their touchdowns, one was the pick six.
Right.
The other one was a very, very short field.
Yeah, it was the one.
So, I mean, really, the defense gave up
the
a field goal.
That's it. It was fantastic performance across the board.
I think it was the best. It was the best, I think. And the reason I say that is because with all the injuries and everything that was at stake, and in the fourth quarter, when they had to have 3 and outs and they had to have turnovers, they made one play after another, and they were coming from all different corners.
236 yards allowed. I mean, that's pretty impressive.
And they were doing it one-on-one. Myles Garrett had a tackle for loss when they needed to stop. Alex Wright, they've been seeing all these guys running.
It's your guy. It's your guy. You called for him, and he made a huge play.
I called him out. I said, listen, and remember, we spent months, it seems like, after the Rams game talking about those jet sweeps and why does no one have an assignment football for that? Alex Wright makes that play.
He saw it coming.
He saw it coming, tackles him there. And so it just seems like when they scored that touchdown, the Browns defense was like, oh, let's put that cape on and be the Browns at home. When they're at home, it's different. Like, it's video game. It's like when you play Tecmo Bowl and somebody picked the same play as you. Jailbreak.
Home field is important to everybody. I don't know that a home field would benefit anybody more than it would the Browns. They just look like 2 different football teams this year, home and away.
Yeah. By the way, you talked about the Myles Garrett play real quick. That was a huge impact play on that last Bears drive. Or the second to last drive. To get that stop where was Khalil Herbert, I think, who ran. On the first play, it was a 5-yard loss.
Yeah,
that was huge. That drive was sunk.
You automatically put them behind the sticks.
Right.
And that's when, once they get off schedule, you've got them.
Right.
Now you've got
that
them.
Was a huge play.
And
JOK was just all
Is he a Pro Bowler, guys?
Yes.
I said a couple years ago, I think he's a Pro Bowler.
If you playing that well on the best defense in the league, you are a Pro Bowler.
I got to believe he is.
And Hopkins is a Pro Bowler, too.
I mean,
who?
I believe Hopkins is a Pro Bowler, too.
Yeah, I do, too.
They have a lot of guys that could be Pro Bowlers. I mean, certainly Myles Garrett.
That vote is usually the announcement's coming up.
I would, yeah.
Like week 15, I always thought.
Yeah.
Week 16,
It's-
maybe
yeah.
now.
I mean, you can make a case for. I think Martin Emerson's a Pro Bowler. I
Denzel
think
Ward.
JOK. Denzel's missed some time, but yeah, I mean, he's good enough to
When
be.
he's in there, he's been
Absolutely.
great.
Miles, like off this defense particularly, you should see a lot of guys, I think,
And
make
you
that
know
Pro
what? You
Bowl.
know what's the most impressive part about it is, Juan Thornhill was supposed to be a big part of what they do because of his leadership and him being Kansas City and just being back there as a calming factor, directing traffic. But I'm looking at Ronnie Hickman, undrafted guy. He played well. D'Anthony
plays.
Bell played his tail off. He made plays before the interception.
You're right.
And it's just like, and once again, Greg Newsome, I think you get the most, I won't say hate, Pete, we on you the most out of anybody. Because if we feel like he's the little brother. Like he's the little,
He's the guy the other team picks on. For
Emerson, Ward, and Dennis Newsome. We always got him there as the little brother, and we're looking at him like you could be doing this or you should do this. But I'm gonna tell you what, if you're gonna dance after every single play, so be it.
I got
like
no
that.
problem.
I like that.
I have a problem.
I love it.
I do, particularly when he did nothing to lead to the result.
Hey, I
there
like
was
that.
a time yesterday when he got burned. His guy was open. His guy just dropped the ball, and he's on the ground doing it. I'm like, come on, you didn't do anything.
I love it.
You gotta do something
Love
to
it.
I
celebrate.
hear you. I have changed my tune on this. I used to be old and curmudgeonly on this. Now, if they're losing by, I saw somebody on the Chargers did that. Eckler did that on a first down. He signaled a first down when they're down like 40 points.
Yeah.
That's one thing.
Yeah, that's okay.
It was only a 10-point game, and the defense was playing great. I don't have a problem with it.
My thing is, like, it sort of mutes everything else.
Yeah.
Save that for when you leave your feet, dive, and you knock the ball out of the
I hear
right
ya.
here. Like when you
It's
make
pa-
a big play, but he did nothing on
I
that
just think
play,
it's part
but
of who
get
they
burned.
are. I think
and
it's
then he's
part
on
of
the
who they
ground
are.
rowing the boat.
Jim Schwartz says something. I said, somebody finally got it. He said he was out of football. He was walking around a little bit, going to different places. And he said, he realized that it's not all about just being in your gap and doing things like in drill sergeant.
Yeah.
He said, these guys have to want to enjoy the play for you. So he came up with a rule. He said, the only time I'm going to get mad at you is if you don't show enthusiasm. He said, I want every play you make. I need everybody doing their own dance, everybody doing their thing, because it's infectious. And even that type of energy keeps you in a game when you're down 17-7.
The only complaint about the defense for me was how the hell do you get 12 men on the field penalties in that goal line situation? Well, I don't know what happened there. By the way, one other guy we left out of the Pro Bowl conversation, David Njoku.